Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Vikasa Swaminiti Namine Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesh Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhakturinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So this is the second song, Bhaktivinoda Thakur, related to the second shloka of Śikṣāṣṭaka. I just read translation. O Lord, you are an ocean of mercy. You have brought your innumerable holy names to this world and have taught the chanting of them to the fallen living beings, just for their deliverance. You invested all your energies in your own holy name, and for chanting your holy name you have not established any rules such as consideration of time or place. Your divine holy name, being non-different from you, is like touchstone. You have distributed your holy name throughout the entire creation, and that is the essence of your kindness. Such is your mercy, which is supremely magnanimous, O Lord, but I am extremely unfortunate. My attraction for the holy name has never come about. Therefore the heart of Bhaktivinoda is overrun with sadness. So this is the beautiful song of Bhaktivinoda Thakur. And we'll continue discussing the shloka too. Nam namakari bahudani jasara shaktis tatrarpita niyamitas smarane nakalaha etadrishi tavakripa bhagavan mamapi Durdaivan idrisha mihajani nanuragaha. The translation goes like this. My Lord of Supreme Personality of Godhead, in your holy name there is all good fortune for the living entity, and therefore you have many names, such as Krishna and Govinda, by which you expand yourself. You have invested all your potencies in those names, and there are no hard and fast rules for remembering them. Mighty Lord, although you bestow such mercy upon the fallen conditioned souls by liberally teaching your holy names, I am so unfortunate that I commit offenses while chanting the holy name, and therefore I do not achieve attachment for chanting. So this is the second shloka spoken by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and we were discussing the first portion, Namna Makari Bhauda Nijo Sarva Shaktis, that Lord invested all his potencies in his holy name. And today we are discussing the Tatrarpita Niyamita Smaranena Kalaha. Tatra, in that, Arpita, bestowed, Niyamita, restricted, Smarane, in remembering, not, Kalaha, consideration of time. So there is no strict rule and regulation which will restrict the time, place or circumstances in which holy name would be chanted. No rules. Now this you must understand, this is great exception. This is not how Vedas work. You can understand that the conditioned soul is conditioned, covered by ignorance, uncontrolled mind, uncontrolled senses, unlimited material desires. So the whole system of Vedic knowledge is there to regulate, to restrict, to guide properly what to do, what not to do, what to see, what not to see, what to think, what not to think, what to eat, what not to eat, when to sleep, when not to sleep. Everything is full of rules, regulations, so that we become cured. Just like when you're sick. When you're healthy, no rules, regulations for eating, sleeping, doing anything. But when you're sick, now doctor, you can't do this, you can't lift that heavy weight, you cannot eat that fat food, you should walk more. There are rules, regulations to bring us to the original position, healthy position. So similarly, all the Vedas, yamas, niyamas, that are followed for that very purpose, for self-purification. All Varnashrama system, from the duties, everything, divisions of duties, varnas, ashram, everything is meant for that very same purpose, to purify us so we can, be free from entanglement of Maya. So now here look at this exception. But this rule, when chanting comes, There are no rules, regulations, no restrictions. This is explained here. So, Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, the practice of karma, jnana and yoga always bound by specific rules or restrictions and by the factors of time, place and circumstance. But in chanting and remembering Lord's name, there is no such consideration. This indeed is an example of the Lord's fathomless mercy. So this is important to understand. He is speaking karma, jnana, yoga. He is speaking about all one ashram system. He is speaking about every single ritual in karma kanda. Whatever you want to do, you must choose auspicious day. Everything works according to time, place, circumstances. Prabhupada goes on, in 11th canto commentary on Bhagavatam, it said, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu stated, Nam Namakari Bahuda Nijasara Shaktis Tatarpita Niyamita Smaranayana Kalaha. In Kali Yuga, the Supreme Lord has kindly invested all his potency in his holy name. And there are no hard and fast rules for chanting such names. The mention of such rules refers to Kala Desha Niyama, or regulations of time and place. Normally, there are strict regulations governing time, season, place, conditions, etc., under which one may execute particular Vedic ceremony or chant particular mantra. However, one should chant the holy name of Krishna everywhere and at all times, 24 hours a day. There is no restriction in terms of time and place. This is the meaning of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's statement. So this is something exceptional. Just like we have a rule that you drive left side of the road. No. Of course, bad example in India. Who cares which side of the road you drive? But generally it is expected, left side of the road, no? But when ambulance comes, or police car, left side, right side, upside, downside, this direction, it doesn't matter, they broke the rules. To establish the higher rule, the rule is broken. It's not that to break a rule, simply to break a rule, no. But police goes left side or right side, even opposite direction in highway. Why? To establish the higher rule, to establish the traffic rules. So same thing, this holy name breaks the rules. Why? To establish the higher rule. It's accepted from rules. What happens when chief minister comes? Everything is blocked. There is no left side, right side because road is empty. And this is what holy name does. Just like that. What to speak of prime minister? What road? The sky is blocked. You can't even fly in that area. So then imagine what happens when holy name comes. All other rules move aside and offer pranam. Pranam to the holy name. So this is the power, this is the Nijasara Shaktis. Everything is invested in holy name. And we understand this, that why these timings are important, and place, circumstance, set of mind, attitude. Another place is written in Shastra when we do Achaman. One rule says, do it twice. Om Keshaya Namaha, Om Narayana Namaha, Om Madhavaya Namaha. Again, Om Keshaya Namaha. Just to make sure that you actually remember the Lord, not chanting mechanically. Twice is done. Yeah? Another place, another Acharya suggests, when you do yagya, Idam Vishnave, Idam Namama, in book is written double Idam Namama. He said Idam Vishnave, Idam Namama, Idam Namama, just to remember, not for me, not for me. Twice is said. So now we know that when we taken birth in material world, what do they do first? First, they make you a chart. Correct? First chart is made. Why chart is made? Because there is particular constellation of the planets which influence our mind, our body, our intelligence. We are conditioned. And we are conditioned and rule over karmana daiva netrena. Devatas, Supreme Lord, through the agency of Devatas, Navagraha, 9 planets, they influence our mind, our consciousness. We go to Rahu period, we go to Ketu period. We have a good period, Shani period. No? So, by astrology you can tell us about our character. Some experts, they can tell something about future also. But the fact is that these stars, the planets, they have influence over our mind condition state. Therefore, TT is calculated. What is the position of that planet? According to this position, how much influence has on you? For this many years, you will be in Shani. This many years, this will happen, that will happen. So, it's a science, and it works. Therefore, TT is calculated. TT is calculated in 1/10,000 part of the second. That is the visions of time in Bhagavatam given. Why? Because these heavenly bodies, they travel at great speed. 1 second means he's kilometers away. And that all matters. Therefore, when you are born, they ask for time. Time is very important. Days, I'm born on this day. What does it matter, morning or evening? Oh, a big difference. Morning or evening, big difference. Brahmana or Rakshasa, big difference. Same day, but different stars, different planets are influencing. So there is no Vedic ritual where we don't calculate it. Not because of material condition. And then here comes the holy name. Everything is wiped out. Nothing to consider. Auspicious, inauspicious, everything becomes auspicious. Like a Chintamani touchstone, whatever touch, everything is turned into gold. No rules regular, overruled. Everything is overruled. Everything is eclipsed by the power of the holy name. Srila Prabhupada explains further. For chanting God's holy name, there is no concept of kala. While in other processes of worshipping, archana, there involves consideration of time. For instance, Mangal Arati is to be performed in the morning. What is the problem, Prabhu? We chant holy name, no rules, regulation. Mangal Arati 7 o'clock, Mangal Arati 9 o'clock. No, sadhana bhakti rule or regulation is there, correct? Archana, deity worship, punctuality. That's the most, punctuality and cleanliness, Prabhupada said. These two things is definition of archana, requirement for archana. On time, you see, paka on time. 8 o'clock, he closed out. Offering is going. Just chant Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. But yes, chant you can do, but archana you must do on time. No, and Prabhupada would not allow. Morning, Bhoga Arati in the noon, Sandhya Arati in the evening. Method of worship God, Archana Vidhi, has to be followed according to time. However, there is no time factor involved in chanting the holy name of God. You can chant as per your convenience. While walking on a road, you have no difficulty in chanting. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. We know those who are second initiated, they know that they have to chant Gayatri Mantra in Sandhyas, morning, noon and evening. They always ask for timings. Well, the most liberal definition of timing is, Guru Maharaj say, after 9 o'clock a.m. is weird to chant morning Gayatri. No? So even before Mangalarti you can chant, no problem. Brahma Muhurta time, no problem. 45 minutes before, 45 minutes later. The most liberal rule is, after 9, don't chant. It's weird that Gayatri Devi may not be present there. Okay. Noon time. After 3 is weird to chant. And evening again after 9 is unusual, So there are some specific timings you must do. But Hare Krishna, anytime. What anytime? All the time. That's the rule. All the time. So, okay, let me see. Okay, now, not only timing, but who is chanting? There are no hard and fast rules for chanting Hare Krishna. One can chant Hare Krishna anywhere. Children, for example, also chant and dance. Full benefit. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. They understand, they don't understand. Prabhupada says, even if you don't understand the language of the mantra, that's fine. Fire is fire, fire will burn. Either you understand, you don't understand. Children, they don't understand the tawa for frying chapatis, dosas, that this is hot. So all the time they want to touch, all the time they want to touch. I touch, it will burn. There's no excuse your knowledge about it or ignorance about it. No? So holy name will have effect. Holy name will work, whether you know or you do not know. Even if holy name is in the middle of some word, or you are thinking of something else. And there was a advertisement for margarine, not even false butter. How you call margarine? Vegetable butter, correct? There's some German company, Rama butter, vegetable butter, and they had very nice advertisement. Rama, Rama, Rama. All the voters every time, hey, very good. They're chanting Ram, Ram. Everybody's chanting. All Germany heard hundreds of times Rama's name. So the benefit is there, even indirectly, not really thinking of the name of God, but it's name of God, like that. It is not at all difficult. While walking, our students, they take beads with them and chant. Where is the loss? But the gain is very great. For by chanting, we associate with Krishna personally. Suppose we were to associate personally with the president, how proud we would feel. Oh, I am with the president. So should we not feel very much proud if we were to associate with the Supreme President, who is able to create many millions of presidents like those of this world? No. So chanting, because devotees, you see, you must understand, devotees in the West, they feel a little shy also, and they little hide, and they don't want to chant in public, they want to, and people look weird at you. Here in India, no problem. Even now in India, they are complaining. Once we had little kirtan in one railway station, and some fellow who belonged to another religion, he complained that this is, there was a written in the book, complaint, nuisance, noise, and disturbance. No? So, just see, in India people are complaining for Harinam, then what to speak of West? So devotees feel a little shy, so Prabhupada is encouraging them. You are associating with Krishna, with Supreme President, be proud of it, nothing to worry. This chanting is our opportunity to do so. Therefore Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, Itadashi tava kripa bhagavan mamapi. My dear Lord, you are so kind to me that you are always prepared to give me your association. Look at this definition. What means that Itadashi tava kripa bhagavan? This is exceptional, your mercy, your special mercy. What is the special mercy? That simply by chanting, I can associate with Krishna. Now if I want to see Krishna, it's difficult for me. I'm conditioned, completely in Maya, covered with subtle body, gross body, mental ignorance, whatever you call it. All the attributes of material world I have. So how do I going to see Krishna? It's not possible. Atasya Krishna namadi nabhaved grahyam indre. This is not possible for me to see. But by Krishna's mercy, He made arrangement. You can still be in touch with me. I can still be present. How? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. This is special mercy. Durdaivam idrishamiha janinanurag. But I'm so unfortunate I do not take advantage of this opportunity. So that is the Prabhupada's. And of course, there are plenty of shlokas from Shastras explaining this point, that no rules, regulations. Vaishvanara Samhita, na desha kala niyamo, na shocha shocha nirnaya, param sankirtanad eva, rama rameti muchyate. In chanting the holy name, there is no rule concerning place and time, nor is there one regarding cleanliness or uncleanliness. By repeating the name Ram, or in other words, by performing Sankirtan of Mahamantra, the topmost liberation, namely Prem Bhakti, is obtained. Param Sankirtan eva rama rameti muchyate. Just see this. So this is one of the shlokas. So this is not something made up by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu or by our sampradaya, but actually this is the rule, this is the Shastric injunction, that holy name, no rules. Okay, so now in that we remember this Chaitanya Mahaprabhu when he went to answer the call of nature in the morning. When he came back, he was holding his tongue between his teeth, like this. So the small boy Gokula was there and asked him that, what are you doing? This rascal tongue, even in impure place, he goes on chanting. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu thought, maybe disrespectful, maybe not proper place. So Gokula boy, he said, the time of death, when you see that body, that's the most contaminated position in the material world. He said, in time of death, you should chant, you must chant, because holy name will purify even the most inauspicious place, time and circumstances. So even when you go for answering call of nature, if you chant, no problem. There are no rules, regulations, no offense. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu became so pleased. Yes, you're given good instruction. You're my guru. You're Gopala guru. No? So this is very important incident for us. We understand everything else you can't do. If you're unclean, you cannot do Abhishek. You can't sit for yagya. You can't cook for the deities. But you can chant. Clean, unclean. Everything is unclean in material world. Today, particularly today, whatever you touch is unclean. Whatever you smell, you breathe is unclean. Whatever you think is unclean. Everything is unclean, What is clean? So chanting holy name, no restrictions. So this is emphasized here. Okay. Then, in spite of all these potencies invested, and in spite of special concession, no time, place, circumstance counted, what is our position? Durdaivam, idrisham ihajani nanurag. Durdaivam. Misfortune. Idrisham, iha in this, the holy name, ajani, was born, not anuragaha. We have no attachment for chanting. Srila Prabhupada explained, what is that misfortune? Our Krishna consciousness movement is simply requesting people, chant Hare Krishna. There was a cartoon in some newspaper that depicted an old lady and her husband sitting face to face. The lady is requesting her husband, chant, 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 and husband is answering, can't. So in this same way, we are requesting everyone, please chant, 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 but they are replying, can't. This is their misfortune. Still, it is everybody knows, it's a funny but very instructive. Still, it is our duty to make all such unfortunate creatures fortunate. This is our mission. Therefore, we go into the street and chant. Although they say can't, we go on chanting. This is our duty. And if somehow or other we place some literature in someone's hand, he becomes fortunate. He will have squandered his hard-earned money in so many nasty, sinful ways. But if he purchases even one book, regardless of the price, his money is properly utilized. This is the beginning of his Krishna consciousness. You see this, just see the preaching, book distribution. Remember always, Sankirtan means glorifying name, form, qualities, pastimes, abode, associates of the Lord. So when we give the book is about Krishna, book is about the holy name, book is about devotees. So this is beginning of his Krishna consciousness. Because he gives some of his hard-earned money for the Krishna consciousness movement, he gets some spiritual profit. He is not losing, rather he is gaining some spiritual profit. Therefore our business is somehow or other to bring everyone to this Krishna consciousness movement so that everyone may spiritually profit. So this is the Prabhupada's explanation. Bhaktivinoda Thakur explains, the characteristics of misfortune are described in Srimad Bhagavatam. Those persons who refrain from the hearing and chanting of your glories, which destroy all misfortune, and instead always engage in inauspicious activities, being obsessed with a desire for a particle of material sense enjoyment, are certainly wretched, for the fate has stolen away their intelligence. So this is what it is. Bhaktivinoda Thakur explains, in spite of what has been said, it is truly a matter of great regret that we cannot develop even a drop of attraction for the holy name, which is most magnanimous. The word Durdaiva, or misfortune, is synonymous with offenses to the holy name of Nama Aparad. So this is the cause. So you may wonder why we still not fully relishing bhav and prem, although we are chanting so many times. So many shlokas says, even once pure chanting will lift us up, deliver us from all sins and bring us to the level of love of God. You can see in Chaitanya Charitamrita how it went. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, you didn't even chant. He simply embraced you and bang, you are Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. No? Special mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. One time you hear, one time he instructs you, go on, you are up on the topmost level. But we take little time. So then we have to examine ourselves. Once we were in Mayapur and Jananivas Prabhu was giving class. And one devotee, senior devotee, he asked question. Kind of lecture was about the holy name and chanting and benefits of holy name like that. Very encouraging lecture. So this devotee asked little bit grudging, Prabhuji, 30 years I'm chanting, but still there's no taste for holy name. And the reply was very amazing. Jana Nivas Prabhu said, 30 years you are chanting and no taste for holy name. That was his reply. You see that, So what he said? He said, then you have to examine yourself. Durdaiva means aparadas. And this is exactly what Bhaktivinoda Thakur said. And then he said, you must check, am I doing some aparada? And otherwise why? There is no way. There is only one thing, nama aparada, that can block our bhakti. Nama aparadas, they can stop progressing, that our bhakti lata bij grows. That is only one thing, nama aparada. So we have to examine ourselves. Say, no, I'm not doing offense, no, I'm not doing this, I'm not doing that. Okay, let's see what we are doing, what we are not doing. But to define aparada, the shloka is, the Sanskrit definition is here. Apagata rado yasmat ityaparadaha. Radha means affection, priti. So that action which causes affection to vanish is called aparada. So the goal is to develop love and affection, even on material platform. If you want to have love and affection, you cannot act in such a way to make people hate you. Aparad. Then you are doing opposite. So same thing in spiritual. Radha means affection, priti. So that action which causes affection to vanish is called aparad. Another devotee put it more, what do I say, poetical, more simple. He said, if you want to come close to Radha, don't do aparada. Aparada means which will take Radha away from you. So anyway, I think he was thinking about priti. Of course, the aparadas, we know that aparada is general definition. Nama aparada is what we are discussing here. But Bhaktivinoda Thakur wants, one should avoid seva aparadas also. There is aparada to Krishna's form. Krishna's form means aparada to the deities. So that you are not punctual, you are neglectful in deity worship, you don't keep clean, you don't give offerings of time, you give poor quality offerings, you chant mantras mechanically without love and affection, you are space out, spilling things around. All these things are seva aparadas, aparadas to the deity. Then there is Dhamma aparad. When we come to Holy Dham, you come to Holy Dham to make some profit. You come to Holy Dham and pollute it. You criticize the residents of Holy Dham. So there are 10 aparadas to Holy Dham. Then there are jiva aparadas also. That any living entity is eternal servant of God. So there is offense to jiva aparada also, that unnecessary offending other living entities, putting him in stress unnecessary. They are karmis, who cares? We can't do that. So all these aparadas, they have to be carefully avoided. But all these aparadas are automatically cleansed by chanting. But chanting itself will not give phalam unless nama aparadas are avoided. Therefore, nama aparada, focus of discussion is really nama aparada. But everything else should not take for granted that, I chant and I can do anything I want to do. So it doesn't work like that. All right. So here, this is from Padma Purana, 10 offenses, and this is how it goes. Padma Purana, Svarga Khanda. Satam ninda namnaf paramam aparadham vitanute yatahkyatim yatam katam usahate tadvigarham. So, first offense, to blaspheme the great saintly persons who are engaged in preaching the glories of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra is the worst offense at the lotus feet of the holy name. One should not criticize a preacher of the glories of Hare Krishna Mahamantra. If one does so, he is an offender. The Nama Prabhu, who is identical with Krishna, will never tolerate such blasphemous activities, even from one who passes as a great devotee. Now this is heavy warning. Don't criticize devotees. Why? Because they are very dear to Krishna. Who is a guru? A guru is intimate associate of Krishna. Guru's god brothers are equal to, should be treated on guru status. When you see Guru's God brother, he's like your Guru, you are seeing your Guru, same treatment. When Guru Maharaj's God brother came, Dayananda Prabhu, who is he's Vanaprastha, no? Yeah? And he came, and first thing Maharaj said, did you wash his feet like you are doing to me? Yes, Guru Maharaj. Good. Yeah? First question, are you treating equally like myself? But he's not sannyasi. He's your Guru's God brother, he's your Guru. So, you see, this is the etiquette, this is how it is. So, commenting on devotees, we have this kaka, the crow-like minds, we comment on anything. Of course, we comment on material world because we are not blind and stupid. We get spiritual knowledge, we know material world is wrong. So we comment on politicians, we comment on business people, we comment on traffic police, we comment on construction people, we comment on everything. But hold on when it comes to the devotees. There is a problem. They are very dear to Krishna. And Krishna may not take it easily. He gets hurt. How you are going to have friendship with a person? Prabhupada say, love me, love my dog. How you establish person? Fellow is walking his dog around and you say, oh, what a nice dog you have. Immediately friendship is established. But you say, hey, sir, you're a nice person, but your dog is useless. He won't talk to you. He will get offended. What to speak if you say, oh, your children are so bad and crazy and like this and like that. Please come visit my house. You comment on my children. Bhagavan's children, devotees, How is going to be pleased? How is going to tolerate this? He's not going to tolerate, he'll be very upset. So this is, Satam Ninda is the most difficult one, most dangerous one. And somehow or other we should be very, very careful, not commit one. Now, this goes to another extreme. Another extreme is, what is another extreme? Another extreme is that devotees are perfect and you cannot say anything to anybody because Vaishnava Parada. No? So that famous example was there when this Bali Mardan's wife, she was very weak devotee and she wanted to eat some meat. So she cooked some chicken in the deity's kitchen. And because she was wife of president, nobody told anything because one should not do Satam Ninda, and because the president is pure devotee and his wife must be pure devotee because she is wife of the temple president. That was new process, how you become pure by marrying pure devotee. And how he is pure devotee because he is temple president. So there were many misconceptions in the process there. And that went on for 1 month. And when Srila Prabhupada came, he said, are you reading my books? Why you did not stop this? Oh, they are senior devotees. But senior devotees means that they are engaged in chanting the holy name, they follow the process of Guru, they don't break the rules. Rule is no meat eating. How can be senior devotees breaking the rule? So one cannot be blind also. That is another extreme. Don't criticize anybody because you don't know who is advanced. But then somebody is doing mess, somebody is doing offense to the deities, don't tell him anything. First he is offering the fan and then he is offering chamara. And I cannot tell him because he is devotee. But he is doing offense. And I am temple president. If I don't tell, I am sharing the offense. I am getting the credit. Like king shares 1/6 of punya of citizens and papam of citizens also. So same thing, anything bad happens in the temple, 1/6 goes to temple president. Maybe more, I don't know. I just want to follow Shastra, so 1/6, I don't take more. But it's like this, it's your responsibility. You can't say, he's doing, he will get reaction, I don't care. No, you will get reaction. You are in charge. So you have to tell, okay? You have to say, something is wrong, something is wrong. It must be corrected. Now there is different way, according to modes, how to tell. You can tell in Sattvagun, you can tell in Rajagun, you can tell in Tamagun. That depends on the condition, nature. But, the thing has to be corrected. So this is from one extreme to another. Everyone is devoted, don't say anything. But you have to protect Krishna's property. You have to protect the standard of the worship given by Srila Prabhupada. You have to protect mantras chanted, the kirtan, the standards, everything what is given by Srila Prabhupada. Nobody can change this. Otherwise, where is the way of going home back to Godhead if we go on changing things? No? So this is the issue. All right, we'll go to the next one. Shivasya Shivishnor Yaiha Guna Namadi Sakalam Dhiya Vinnam Bhasyet Sakalo Harinama Hittakaraha. In this material world, the holy name of Vishnu is all auspicious. Vishnu's name, form, qualities and pastimes are all transcendental absolute knowledge. Therefore, if one tries to separate absolute personality of Godhead from holy name or his transcendental form, qualities and pastimes, thinking it to be material, that is offensive. You see, first part of the second aparada is saying that if anybody thinks that Krishna's name or his form or his pastimes or his abode are material, that is an offense. This is first part of the offense. Second part, similarly to think that names of demigods such Shiva to be as good as name of Lord Vishnu, or in other words, to think Lord Shiva and other demigods to be other forms of God, and therefore equal to Vishnu, is also blasphemous. This is the second offense at the lotus feet of the Lord. Thinking even the names of demigods to be equal or independent of the names of Vishnu, it's an offense. So you see, these little two aspects are given here. Because always remember, Sankirtan means name, form, qualities, pastimes, glorification of. So this is how you're going to progress if you think, oh yeah, Shiva is also God, Brahma is also God, How is it possible? How is it possible that you taken Diksha and still you're keeping Sai Baba's photos in your house? You will not get phalam from holy name. Prabhupada say you can chant 300 years. What he say? If you pour water on the fire, you'll get smoke in your eyes. And on smoke, you can cook 300 years, it will not get cooked. Because there's no potency. So this is what we are doing. You may have to be clear with Sambandha Jnana. We have to be very clear. Who am I? Who is God? What is our relationship? And we have to understand these 5 tattvas. We have to understand Vishnu tattva, Shakti tattva, Jiva tattva, Shiva tattva, Jada tattva. We have to understand, clearly distinguish what is matter, what is spirit. Who is bona fide guru, who is bogus guru. It must be clear. You can't keep that sentiment. It's not possible. It's not possible that you come on altar and you see Radha Krishna is there, Jagannath was there, Gauranga is there, then Ganapati is also there. I say, what Prabhu? You are initiated devotee. Ganapati also devotee. Yet Pada Pallava Yugam Vinudaya Kumbha. Yeah, but how you know Ganapati is devotee? Prabhupada say. But Prabhupada say also not to worship Ganapati. Why? Because one material benefit. Thinking Krishna will give a spiritual, but Ganapati will give a little greasing from below, under the desk. So this is going on. So it's not possible to progress. If that, this is big problem in India. Demigod worship is so prominent, At least on keychain, on the car keychain, small Ganapati will be there. Somewhere some little blessing from the side. Not prominent, we are devotees, but just a little sticker, something, Big problem. Or Kula Devata, Ishta Devatas. Kula Devata, Ishta Devata. Now you take and Diksha, Kula Deva is Gornitai. Bas, finish. Okay, no other Ekanta Bhakti. Not going after here, going after there. We are devotees, we go to Shiva temple, we go to this temple, that temple. We go to Shiva temple, offer pranam, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu did. But not in this way. Not with faith that devatas are equal or they will bless. Hare Krishna. All right. Guru Ravagya, third offense. At the lotus feet of the holy name is to consider the spiritual master to be material and therefore envy his exalted position. Guru Ravagya. To seeing Guru, he's American, he's Indian, he's old, he's fat, he's learned, he's not learned. Learned you can say, but not in the sense seeing material aspect of it. Seeing, disobeying his orders, not taking seriously. So this is all Guru Ravagya. Fourth, Śikṣāṣṭaka Nindanam. To fourth offense is to blaspheme Vedic literatures such as the 4 Vedas and Puranas. So Shastra, which glorifies the holy name of the Lord, cannot be disrespected, cannot be neglected. Therefore, when you don't keep book on the floor, how many times Srila Prabhupada say, don't keep book on the floor. Keep book covered. One day, one devotee in Vrindavan came to meet Prabhupada and brought beautiful book cover for Bhagavatam. And Prabhupada said, oh, what is this gift you brought for me? Oh, this is cover for your Bhagavatam. My Bhagavatam is always covered. You are people keeping Bhagavatam uncovered on the floor. My Bhagavatam is always covered. No, Prabhupada, what I want just to cover, but my Bhagavatam is covered. You cover your Bhagavatam. That was, you see, even Mridanga. Guru Maharaj spent his youth preaching in Bangladesh, in Gaudiya Vaishnava culture there, whatever, apart from Muslims around. And Gaudiya Mats everywhere, Bhaktisiddhanta's disciples everywhere. He said, only in ISKCON I've seen Mridangas not covered. There's only place you see Mridangas naked, without cloth wrapped around. There's only in ISKCON. No, everybody else knows that Mridanga should be respected and covered. So many things we still to learn. Shruti Shastra Nindanam. One cannot criticize the Shastras in disrespect because they glorify the holy name. They glorify Krishna. Tatartavadaha. The fifth offense is to give some mundane interpretation the glories of the holy name. Tatartavadaha. We are hearing the commentaries of Acharyas. They comment on the holy name, but according to the Guru Sadhu Shastra. But you go on explaining some mundane interpretation and this and that. In India, this is a very great phenomenon that young Indian people, or even learned people, they try to explain Vedic scriptures in the scientific way. This way, that way, they are trying to find some meaning through the modern science. So they want to justify that. You see, Vedas are right scientifically. But Shraddha, the faith, is the basis of understanding the Vedas. Not the science, not the logic, not the mundane way of measuring something or trying to explain everything scientifically. You can't explain every single shloka scientifically. It doesn't work, But they are really trying to find the best. They are trying to find the science in the Vedas. So, all right, Hare Krishna. But then they go over the board. They go on in Monday way explaining. So there was one explanation, Mahamantra. Why this Mahamantra makes you peaceful? Do you know? It goes like this. When you chant, what do you do? First you breathe in, and then you say, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. So the bad oxygen, the carbon dioxide, all these things come out of your body, and the fresh oxygen comes into your body, and you say, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram, Ram. It makes you calm. It's very scientific. You see, our Vedas are scientific. Makes you calm because Bhagavan removes the papam from your head, from clouds, from your intelligence, from all these reactions to sins we're supposed to. Bhagavan is freeing us from karma. Therefore, you feel light and happy and peaceful. So this is not good. This type of explanation, we should not preach like this. That is not good idea. Harinamni kalpanam. The sixth offense is to consider glories of the holy name to be exaggeration or imaginary. So when Shastra says that even one pure chanting will take us home back to Godhead, this is not false. It's not imaginary. This is not just to encourage people to chant. This is true. Problem is, can we chant purely? That's the problem. There is no problem in Shastra. There is always imperfection of our understanding of Shastra. Namno baladyasya hi papa buddhir navidyate tasya yamair hishudihi. Seventh offense, to think that since the Hare Krishna mantra can counteract all sinful reactions, one may therefore go on with his sinful activities and at the same time chant the Hare Krishna mantra to neutralize them. So that's bad. That's consciously you're using holy name to purify yourself, to save yourself. You do sin and then get purified, and then get purified. Steal something, and I'll chant Hare Krishna and not get reaction. Then it will not work. You can't use Krishna in your service. We are servants of the holy name. We have to serve Krishna in holy name. So this is not good attitude, and this is aparad. All right. Dharma vrata tyaga hudari sarva shubha kriya samyam. It is offensive to consider chanting Hare Krishna mantra to be a religious ritualistic ceremony, karma kanda. Performing religious ceremonies follow vows, pronouncing renunciation, practicing renunciation and sacrifice are all materialistic, auspicious activities. The chanting of Hare Krishna mantra must not be compared to such materialistic religiosity. So you can see at the beginning when people come, they say, okay, come do bhajan in my house, then we did this Ganapati Homam, then we did that, and one lady said, we did all the things we did. All the things we did. We did chanting, we did Homam, we did there was some, what is that called, Vastu, then Feng Shui, everything we did. But don't compare this one to that one. Don't compare chanting the holy name to mundane, materialistic activities. But they look so spiritual to them. They look so spiritual. Even people cannot discriminate today. They think that opening hospitals, feeding the poor, having these blind camps for blind people, or free surgeries, they put that all into the spiritual folder. This is all spirituality. Why? Because some of the so-called spiritual people, that's their main activity. Since they do not know anything spiritual, they do this mundane welfare work. And then it became popular among people to think, oh, you are a spiritual person. So, what mundane welfare work you do? What do you do for people? So we say, we chant Hare Krishna. No, that's okay. But what do you do for people? How people are benefited? Do you have hospital? Are you giving charity? Are you giving free education? Are you giving free food? Are you giving clothes? Are you asking your people, why don't you open some, what was that, free medical booth here in the temple? Somebody came here and asked, I'll sponsor doctor and medicine, you just have free medical booth for all the villagers nearby. I said, that's it, temple is already a medical booth. Medicine is Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And he got offended. Oh, you should feel for people. People are suffering, you should do something. That's what I'm doing. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. But it doesn't happen first time. You have to preach, he has to get purified. Chaito Darpana Marjanam, give him some prasadam, give him holy name, encourage, you have to give book. We have to preach and explain to people, otherwise people can't understand. And therefore they are putting it together, And also, another aspect is, you became devotee, you taken diksha, and still there is so much faith into this karma kanda. This is a problem. So much faith in astrology, so much faith in the stones, this stone, that will help me influence planet, will counteract, and I should wear pearl, and I should wear this, and I should go to astrologer, he will tell me. There was an example of devotee who Guru told him to go to particular country to preach, and astrologer told him not to go. And he was confused. So he asked us, what shall I do? I said, give me that astrologer chart. And I given to Rasik in the kitchen his astrologer chart, Burn it, How? You see, you understand the problem, a big problem. Still, you're taken diksha, you've taken shelter of the holy name, you should have faith. Nam namakari bahuda nija sarva shaktis. The holy name is enough, more than enough. There's the only one, only friend of living entity, only one who will benefit us, the holy name. And still, go to astrologer, go to Kula Devata, do the Naga Puja, go to Kalahasti. Come on, stop it. Otherwise, aparadas. Still, if we maintain faith in these karma kandas, then we will not progress. And then, why you are not relishing you are relishing so many other things, therefore is not relishing holy name. How is it possible? So this has to stop. Dear congregation, consider this point. Thank you. No, what was it? Somebody told, yesterday was marriage, First thing after marriage, go to Shiva temple. First thing after marriage, go to Vishnu temple, Baba. Initiated devotees, correct? So this is what it is. All right, 9 offense. Ashradadhane vimukhe pyashrinvati yashopadesha shivanam aparadaham. It is an offense to preach the glories of the holy name among persons who have no faith in the subject matter. Now we are preaching to everyone, to atheists, to offenders, to people from different religions. Not only they have no faith, but they are arguing with us. So that's okay. This much we can preach. But what we don't preach the confidential topics. We don't tell them about Radha Krishna's pastimes. We don't tell about detailed glories of the holy name. We don't tell them immediately on first, reveal all the powers, all the qualities, characteristics of the holy name. Simply we tell them, chant Hare Krishna, you come to temple, hear Harikatha, you'll understand. So gradually, Actually the offense very much refers to Guru. It's a warning to Guru not to initiate unqualified people. Those who have no faith, who not follow just for numbers' sake, one should not go on initiating around. That is really kind of warning to those who are serving as a spiritual masters. They should not just for the numbers initiate anybody. And we have those. We have also experience like that. People just get Diksha and they do not know anything. There was all party here initiated in one Gaudiya Vaishnava branch. I can't mention names, not to get offended anybody, but they came after initiation with Tilak and Kantimala and they asked us for photos. Do you have Chaitanya's photo? I say, yes, we have. But do you have this Panchamrita photo? I say, you want to say that Panchatattva? Panchatantra. Couldn't get it. These are initiated devotees, they don't know Panchatattva, First was Panchamrita, then was Panchatantra, but was not Panchatattva, Pancharatna. And this have happened here, this we've seen, you are there. You see, you spoke to them, no? I was looking. So you are initiated. We are initiated, okay. Who is the Guru? Who is the Guru? Then pull up the paper. Guru is... All right, at least you have written the name of Guru. So that is maybe too early for initiation. Maybe a little bit, they could wait, a little bit come, a little more mature. But mercy is great. All right. And the 10th offense, Shutepi nama mahatmya yaf priti rahito naraha aham mamadi paramo namni sopya parada krit. If one has heard the glories of the transcendental holy name of the Lord, but nevertheless continues in a materialistic concept of life, thinking, I am this body, and everything belonging to this body is mine, aham mameti, and does not show respect and love for the chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra, that is an offense. So this is the difficult one. This is where many of us fail to avoid this offense. Still we are attached, money is needed, degree is needed, position, you should get some position. So many years you're in ISKCON. What did you achieve? One devotee left the temple saying, I said, where are you going? Why are you going? What is the progress here for me? How are you going to progress here? This is not corporate office that you have to sit on somebody else's head that you progress. Here you touch everyone's feet, you go opposite, you servant of everyone, then you progress. The more you are servant, more higher you are. What is perspective of progress? Baba. Not here. Not here. Better to change a place. We are holding this. We are, very prominent among the congregation is also the have good job, have good money, make nice altar home, be nice devotee. But you are walking, sir, on the two paths simultaneously. It's a little difficult, a little difficult to be that, You have to get money and to have good job, you have to work a lot. In material world, is not a place that, just like that you will get money, then, competition, they squeeze your energy, squeeze your time, they fully suck your blood. Devotee was working in the company, and he was doing good. He was not ambitious, he didn't go for promotions, but he was not bad. He was just doing his duty and going home and chanting and reading. So one day boss came, he said, "Look man, you are good, but you are not giving that heart to the company, you are not giving your life to the company." I said, "Exactly, that's exactly what I'm doing. I given life to Guru. I'm Diksha," and he left. He had to leave company, otherwise boss did not allow him to do normal duty. Always expect you more, always more, always more, always more. And they squeeze and squeeze and squeeze and squeeze, and life comes out of you. So how you are going to do that? So that idea is, few people are lucky, they have good job, good money, and they can manage, but others are struggling. So then we have to be intelligent. Okay, how much we have to manage? We have to maintain family. There's no question of that. And you can't say, "Oh, we are sadhus, you wear one sari, I wear one dot," but that also not good. That also won't work. You have to take care. You got married, now you take care of the family. Nothing to cook. You say, fasting is good for spiritual life. You go and maintain your family. You took responsibility, you have to. So all these things are happening. So there's just a little bit speaking about it. So that's very much prominent in congregation is that, that have good job, have good position, good income, important. And then you can be good devotee also. Then you can give nice donation, you can serve Vaishnavas better. All right, warning is given. And devotees also, brahmacharis, they should not expect, I'm senior now, I should have my own room, I should have AC, Actually, all brahmacharis have AC. AC, Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, the cooling breeze under his lotus feet. Come on, it's not that because you're senior now, expect. As soon as you expect, there's a problem. There's a big problem, as soon as you expect. All right, so this is the issue. We have to think. This is the one many of us are getting stuck. With first one, offending devotees, and second, this one is really issue. Still keeping ahamameti, still, Indian devotee, foreign devotee. I guess devotee is devotee. I don't think there's something Indian devotee. No? Should not be like that. Okay. Hare Krishna. Now let me see what we can do. Okay. Now, api pramadaha. One more offense is an offense to be inattentive while chanting. Api pramadaha. So that consciously, we have to consciously meditate to chant attentively, not just freely, loosely, let our mind go. Some devotees, senior devotees, they recommend that if Krishna Leelas comes, if you think of Krishna, while chanting, should we allow or should not? So they recommend yes, okay, if you think particular pastimes of Krishna, here is very easy when you chant in this hall, you just look, Chandkazi Leela, Jagai Madai, So some devotees recommend it's okay if you think like that. Some say no, better focus on the holy name. But I guess that what really happens in the very advanced stage, that Leela will reveal on its own. You don't have to search for it particularly, you don't have to kind of seek it, It will come on its own. This is what I understood from that. Api pramadaha. And also be respectful, don't distract another devotee, Sorry Prabhu for disturbing your chanting, but blah 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 blah. But sorry for disturbing, that tells you itself is disturbance. You admitting is disturbance, so why you are disturbing? So if you can manage, don't disturb morning when they are chanting. If you can tell me something after 7 o'clock, why you want to tell me 5 o'clock? If nothing will change. Train is 12 o'clock. Oh, they are coming 12 o'clock. Okay, if you told me 7 o'clock, still okay. No? I just want to disturb you. I just want to distract you. So that little respect among each other, that unnecessarily, that don't consciously take care of each other. respect. He's chanting, let me not disturb now. Unless some emergency, But if fire is there and say, oh, they are chanting, then that's another extreme. It's all happening. Don't laugh. It's all happening. No? Hare Krishna. Okay. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur says like this. Oh brother, sincerely try to give up these offenses and chant the holy name with intelligence. So, what means with intelligence? Consciously strive to plan, think how to do it properly, how to avoid these offenses. Think about it, not just mechanical, everything okay, everything okay, All right. It's imperative that the devotee avoids these 10 offenses or namaparada in his chanting. One who is chanting should never try to contract his sins or to acquire piety through ritualistic activities, because he is, in a sense, no longer eligible for, nor required to perform them. Again, look, Bhaktivinoda Thakur, same thing he is warning. Because all life we are worshipping demigods, all life we are doing family functions, all life we are doing some ritualistic ceremonies. Now, what he says, you are not longer eligible, you taken diksha, you are free from it, bas, finish. And sannyas, when you take sannyas, what do sannyasi do? They cut their shika. Gauriya Vaishnava follow Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he allows the shika still. But traditional, Madhvas, Ramanujas, cut shika, cut the Brahmin thread, cut the kacha, that folding of the dhoti behind. Ekavastra is worn. And then what is it? Uttariya also is there, fine, no problem. But point is that why shika is cut, why Brahmin thread is cut, why kacha is removed? Because no more ritualistic ceremony. These three are required for yagyas. These three are required for karmakandas. So sannyasi do not indulge in any of this. Finish. Taken danda, socially they are dead. No social obligation. So one who has taken diksha, no more karmakandas. Stop it. Ishta deva, kula deva, whatever deva, eka deva, Krishna. Bas, finish. No more. Then bhakti will grow. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur, and why you're not required to do it? Because chanting is sufficient. Finish. Have understanding. Oh, if you don't do, this will happen, that will happen. Nothing happens. And even if you do it, again, nothing happens without mercy of the holy name. So anyway, it's up to Krishna. If perhaps a devotee commits namaparada, then with an anguished heart, full of contraction, he should become eager to chant continuously. For this alone will uproot his previous offenses and also protect him from committing further offenses. So if we messed up, we did offense, what is the medicine? More chanting. Continue chanting. And strive our best to not commit again on offenses. Okay. The scriptures have unequivocally stated that chanting alone can absolve one from all offenses and sinful reaction. Chanting alone can free us from all offenses and sinful reactions. Hence, chanting the holy name is the best shelter for everyone because it removes the very desire to commit namaparada and gradually elevates one to the highest spiritual platform of Krishna Prem. So this is Bhaktivinoda Thakur's statement. And he quotes many shlokas about that. To just quote one here. Bhagavatam. Living beings who are entangled in the complicated meshes of birth and death can be freed immediately by even unconsciously chanting the holy name of Krishna, which is feared by fear personified. This is nice definition. Complicated meshes of birth and death, correct? You accept this, everybody agrees. Life is a mess and it's a mesh of birth and death. It's a good one. No? But the point is that even unconsciously chanting holy name of Krishna will deliver one from freed one immediately. So we have to understand this, that not only chanting holy name, but hearing Harikatha, getting Prabhupada's books, glorifying name, form, pastimes, qualities. Again, Bhaktivinoda Thakur stresses this. Just not only the name, but every Harikatha. Here, Srila Prabhupada explains like this. There are 10 kinds of offenses in chanting the holy name of Lord. In the beginning, naturally, because we are not perfect, we chant the holy name of Lord with offenses. So this is offenses with chanting with offenses, namapara. But gradually we become offenseless. So there are 3 stages of chanting the holy name. The first stage is with offense chanting. Second stage is almost free from offenses. nama bas, nama parada, nama bas. Almost free from offenses. The result of chanting the holy name of Lord with offenses is pains and pleasures of this material world. Correct. And the result of chanting the holy name of Lord almost offenseless is immediate mukti. Just see the difference. Just see the difference. The second stage of chanting, just like a Jamila. A Jamila is simply chanted Narayana. That also, not with the purpose of indicating Lord, but he was calling his youngest son, Narayana. At the time of his death, he was very much afraid. His youngest son was very pet, and he was asking him, my dear son Narayana, please come here. So simply by chanting this name, Narayana, he became liberated. That Ajamila Upekshana is there in Srimad Bhagavatam. And when we chant the name offenseless, then we get prema, Krishna prema. Then we become absorbed in love of Krishna. The love of Krishna exhibited in the Vrindavan pastime Lord Chaitanya by gopis, by the choir boys, by Krishna's father and mother. That is the perfect exhibition of love of Krishna. So this is Shuddha Nam chanting. This is the third stage. When it's pure Nam chanted, immediately love of God is developed. Bhav and then Prem. So what is the Namabhas? Namabhas is that we are striving our best, consciously, intentionally, eagerly, to chant without offenses. That is Namabhas. And this neglectful chanting and doing all kinds of things and letting our mind do anything and let our desires take control of our intelligence, then that's Namaparad. That progress will be very, 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 very slow. That is explained here. Okay? And then, so, therefore, Bhaktivinoda Thakur says that very important, take shelter of Guru. Then that commitment is there, responsibility is there. After receiving mercy of sadhu, as one chants holy name with faith, he becomes averse to material conceptions and realizes his eternal constitutional position. This is known as the highest platform of Bhakti Yoga. As one gradually advances through the different stages of Bhakti, one achieves this stage of perfection. So this is the thing, that you take shelter of Guru and take shelter of sadhus, and they guide us. How do we chant? How do we go? Don't do this. Don't go to devatas. Don't go to astrology. Don't take shelter of anybody else's holy name. Don't criticize this. Don't go to bogus guru. Don't think that they are also gurus. They also speak about God. Huh? Husband is devotee and wife is Christian. So one Sunday they go to Sunday feast in temple, one Sunday they go to the church. So I ask husband, how is it possible, man? They also speak about God. But do you think this is same depth, same topic? Sunday feast, what do they serve for Sunday feast? Chicken biryani. So this is same? For you it's same? And he never came back. Gone. So why? Offense. He was chanting 8 rounds, couldn't get it. Just couldn't understand the difference. No time, busy working, no time to read Prabhupada's books, no time to come for the class. Kirtan he liked. He used to come kirtan, dance kirtan, take prasadam. I said, they also speak about God. So we need guru, we need guidance. So the Shastras explain like this. Fear arises when a living entity misidentifies himself as the material body because of absorption in external illusory energy of the Lord. When the living entity thus turns away from the Supreme Lord, he also forgets his own constitutional position as a servant of the Lord. Here Bhaktivinoda Thakur describes the position of Jiva. We left the Lord, we are into sense enjoyment. This bewildering, fearful for illusion called Maya. Therefore, an intelligent person should engage unflinchingly in the under the guidance of one of his spiritual master, under the guidance of one of his spiritual worshipful deity, whom he should accept like his worshipful deity. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur reports this Bhagavatam here. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur reports this Bhagavatam to explain how do we overcome offenses. So you can overcome when you take Diksha. So you can before we are chanting Diksha. Even when we fall, we are chanting Hare in front of Guru. But when you take Shikṣāṣṭaka in front of Guru, sacrificial fire, it is also Vishnu. You have sacrificial fire, who is in front of Vaishnava, in front of everyone. In front of Vaishnava, follow for it of everyone. I'm going to follow for it, chant Hare Krishna. I'm going to dedicate my life chant Hare service. I'm going to dedicate my life in the service of the Guru and Krishna. That helps. It's a shelter. It's a shelter that helps. Commitment and shelter. It's a shelter. Why marriage is a commitment and they follow. It is declared. This is the husband. It is declared. This is the husband and the wife now. It's for everyone should know. One reason is for safety. That everyone reason is it's for safety. She is taken. He's taken. She is taken. Wife. He is taken. These are husband and wife. He's done in public, announced in the public. He's done in public, they know. Announced. So he cannot go anywhere. So they know. Go anywhere. So he cannot go anywhere. She cannot go anywhere. You are his wife. Where are you going? You are his wife. Where are you going? This is you are married. This is where you know this fellow. You are married. Where you know this fellow going? So same thing. You take a diction. You shave your hair. So same thing. You take a diction. You shave your hair. How you going to now on the street and eat? How you going to now on the street and eat? How is it possible? Onion dosa. How is it possible? Nighttime is possible. Nighttime is possible. So there are all these things that, all right. So there are all these things that, all right. Now, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur says. Now, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur says, there is indeed a way to escape the steely clutches of Namaparad. One must recognize and isolate the offenses consciously, avoiding them. He must then chant continuously. These are all to keep Nama aparad at bay. So you see that conscious endeavor must be there. It's just not automatic. Okay, one day will come, one day will come, one day will come. One day will come, we die and take birth again. So better we consciously endeavor. Isolate the offenses conscientiously, avoiding them, and chant continuously. These two things. Go on chanting and consciously avoid offenses. Namabhas chanting elevates one to platform mukti, liberation, freeing one from the influence and dependence upon matter. Thereafter one becomes competent to chant the holy name purely. All these opportunities are provided to us by the Supreme Lord, indicate the unlimited, perennial flow of His compassion. Simply chanting the principal names of God brings about the highest and the only real benediction to all humanity. And he quotes Chaitanya Bhagavatam, he says, whether you are sleeping, eating or walking, day and night, think of Krishna and chant His name. So I think this is nice conclusion. And this is good instruction for us. The Śikṣāṣṭaka and the second pair of the names by Bhaktivinoda Thakur explained that Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. There are 8 pairs of names. The second pair, Hare Krishna, refers to Sloka 2 and means the Krishna name is invested with all potencies. Here one becomes attached to bhajan by taking shelter of the holy names in association with saintly devotees. So the second shloka represents sadhu sangha, bhajana kriya and anartha nivriti. That is explained here by the Bhaktivinoda Thakur. And also this is as the day is divided in 8 divisions of Krishna's pastimes, this is the second division, Pratah Kaliya Bhajana, and this is the morning 6 to 8:30. This is some little exoteric information just for the pleasure of the mind. Hare Krishna. Okay, so here in first shloka refers to faith. We get faith in the glories of the holy name. And then in association of devotees we chant, we take diksha from Guru, and our heart is getting purified. Anartha nivriti. Okay, shloka 3. Okay, thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna. Do you have any questions? Yeah, that we will do. We can do now also. Yeah. It is Sambandha, comes under Sambandha Jnana and comes also under Sadhana Bhakti. I thought at the end all 8 shlokas will divide, because if I do separately like this, then you forget what was the first one. So I thought at the end we'll divide according to the Sambandha Abhidheya Prayojana, according to Sadhana Bhakti, Bhava Bhakti, Prema Bhakti, according to the, what else is there? adaushada tadatsas, that we are doing already and according to divisions of time. So like that, you know. Thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna.